Hey, lead pastor, the two things that every person is going to remember when this whole thing is over is this: who called me and who cared. My name is Jon-Michael. I'm the owner of the Rocket.media. We're a digital marketing agency for business and churches. We help some of the newest, largest, and fastest growing churches reach more first-time guests through Google ads, YouTube ads, Facebook, and more. And today, I'm getting on YouTube here to connect with as many of you as I can, because I know some of you are asking so many questions about what it looks like to create a communication strategy moving forward. The first thing I want everyone to kind of recognize is that this is not a short-term strategy. This is a long-term strategy. I had a conversation with a church of about 5,000 people 2 days ago, and the conversations that they're having within their circle of influence is to expect at least an 8-week plan of not meeting in a physical location as a church. Now, that may seem daunting right now to consider not meeting in public for 8 weeks, but I think the longer term strategy that we can create right now helps us calm fears and understand that we really need to take this communication strategy seriously moving forward. Again, the two things that every person that goes to your church is going to remember when this thing is over is who called and who cared. And I believe that we can create a strategy that helps you take care of both of those questions in the heart of every person inside of your church. And ultimately, I'm believing that every church is going to be stronger and better than ever before. And I don't know about you, but when I'm out of my home and we're back into the real world, I'm going to go to every restaurant possible. I'm going to be craving community, human interaction, and I'm believing that the local church is going to boom in attendance when this thing is over. So that being said, again, who called and who cared? In this video, we're going to be talking about communication strategies for different platforms. We're going to talk about your calendar and how that's now changed as a communicator. And we're going to talk about just practical tips on these different platforms. So again, stay tuned. I believe this video is going to really help you and impact you in a positive way. And again, if you're a church of 100 or if you're a church of 5,000, I just want you to know we're all in the same boat and we're all asking the same questions. It's really about how we leverage this moment. It will really determine, I believe, how we come out of this thing in the next 8 weeks. Now, that being said, let's talk about the most important piece of technology that you have right now, and that is your phone. I'm not talking about Facebook, Instagram, and all those things. We're going to talk about that in a minute in YouTube. I'm talking about legit, like dialing the phone. This is the most important thing, in my opinion, that you can do during this time is print out a list of the people that go to your church and get a physical phone or a cell phone. I think physical phones are better because they're not distracting you, and just start making phone calls to people in your church. Again, they're going to remember who called me when things were difficult. And as a pastor, you're going to be able to care for them like never before just through a personal phone call. Now, if you have a larger church, you can absolutely ask your elders and your campus pastors to help you make more phone calls per each campus. But I think it's important that they see you as the lead pastor ringing the phone as well. You know, businesses thrive when phones are ringing. And I think it's important for the church to embrace the phone like never before. Now, we're not making phone calls to beg people to keep giving. We're just making phone calls to ask really, how are you and how is your family? Two simple questions that every person should be asked during this time. How are you and how is your family? And personally, as a business owner and someone who is wondering, you know, how is this going to look for my business moving forward? That level of care is really important to me. And I know every person, whether they're an employer or an employee, would love to get a call from their pastor asking how they're doing. So again, leverage the phone, not text. Give them a call. A call is more meaningful. It's more relational. I really want to encourage you to do that. I'm seeing the largest churches in America and the smallest churches in America, they're dialing the phones right now. And I want to encourage you to do that, okay? The next thing I want to encourage you to do is to get on a texting platform. So if you're not currently getting a texting platform, please get on one. There's a lot of them out there. But there's going to be moments in time when you kind of want to immediately let people know I'm about to go live, or the stream is going to start, or it might be an important piece of information. It's immediate. There's a higher open rate. Get on a texting platform right now. The next thing you need to do is adjust your website. Make sure that your website is converting for the right things. I preach the gospel of convert to plan a visit. I believe it's very helpful, especially just at least the conversion of them getting to your plan visit page and kind of seeing what they can experience on a Sunday is really valuable. Right now, the conversion looks a little bit different. Right now, when people are going to your website, we want them to watch a pre-recorded message, or we want them to give right now, right? So making sure that those two things are prominent on your homepage are very important right now. Having a button that says watch now, having a button that says give now are very important things. Again, when it comes to generosity and giving and your messaging with that right now, it's important that people remember, who called me and who cared. And I believe right now as a church, there's an amazing opportunity for us to partner with schools in helping kids get fed who wouldn't normally get fed. I'm seeing a lot of churches step up in that way. They're doing canned good drives, food drives, where you can. Obviously, it's curfewed places out there. But if you can partner with local schools, making sure kids are getting meals, that's a big deal right now. And I think that's a great way for you to inspire generosity in your church. But again, I'm a millennial, so I'm used to giving online. I've been giving online and doing recurring giving for a long time with my church. But I know for many boomers, they are wary of the safety of losing their credit card information. They don't like that there's a percentage fee taken away. And I know a lot of you're used to some of your larger donors giving checks. I think on your website, having something that says, mail your check here is helpful because they're wondering where to mail their check if they want to. And, you could also make a video explaining how to give online and trying to reassure people that giving online is very safe and they don't have to worry about it. That can be something that you communicate on your website as well. But again, many people can't find your website because it's not on page one. And so quick plug for our agency, and when I say plug, I mean free plug, is during this coronavirus season, we are, for any new clients, we are going to be managing Google Ads for free. So if you haven't done a Google ad yet, you haven't been doing Google Ads, you've got your boomers typing in your church name for the first time. They're trying to find your website to give. Our agency will take you on for free during this time. And so reach out to me, let me know your situation. I'd love to help because I think right now it's important to be at top of page. It's important for you to be in front of people. We're already seeing searches for church online increase across America. Now, during this season of time, we normally see increased searches for Easter. And I think there's going to be a lot more people searching for Easter online than ever before too. So it's important to make sure that you're out there right now. So again, we talked about the most important piece of tech, the phone. The second most important piece of tech, which is texting. We've talked about your website and making sure people get to your website. But now let's talk about another platform that maybe you're new to. That's called Zoom, okay? Zoom is like Skype or FaceTime, is a platform that allows you to have multiple people inside of a online experience at the same time. This can be great for your staff meetings, obviously. This can also be great if you want to continue to have life groups meeting and you want life group leaders to send out a Zoom link. That's a great way to do it. You can have many people inside of a Zoom meeting at one time. And you can call them Zoom rooms, you can call them care groups, you can call them life groups, but use Zoom and leverage that platform. I encourage you to do that. And I think it'd be good for you to get on it with your staff first so you can kind of preview the experience and see if that's something you want to do as well for your life groups. Here's another platform that people aren't leveraging as much as they should is Facebook groups, okay? So right now, when people are looking at their Facebook feed, it's very confusing, it's difficult, it's busy. The Facebook feed has filled up with Corona things, much like the news channels have. And so I think it's good to have a designated place, a Facebook group for your church where people can share prayer requests, where people can share needs, where people can just process with their church family inside of a Facebook group. And so I think it might be a good idea right now, if you haven't already started a Facebook group, to make sure that people are aware of your Facebook group. Again, when it comes to promoting things, always use text, use email, use app pings, use the phone, let people know what's going on and how they can get a part of it. I think it's really important to do it. Again, being in multiple places, I think in my mind, is a great thing to do right now. Let's talk about your weekly schedule. What does that look like now that everything's changed? Obviously, as a lead pastor, you are a communicator. You're used to communicating all the time. And the communications calendar for you may have just changed and may have ramped up more than ever before. And so I want to give you a suggested communications calendar that I'm seeing some of the best churches in the country utilize right now, and I want to encourage you to do the same. So the first is I want to encourage you to have a recording day, to have a day when you and your team can record content. Okay, that could be a Friday or a Saturday when you're pre-recording your Sunday morning experience, when you're pre-recording shareable video content, and more. And let's talk about first that Sunday morning experience. I know many of us are used to maybe an hour to an hour and a half long experience, or even longer for our Sunday morning church. I would encourage you to reduce that recording and that experience to under an hour. And here's why. I don't think it's wise just to stream your services once on a Sunday or maybe twice on a Sunday. I think it's important for you to stream it every hour on the hour. So on Facebook Premiere, once you have pre-recorded your video and uploaded it, you can premiere it at 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think many people are thinking, well, they're just going to go to church the same time they've always gone to church. That's just no way that's going to happen. I mean, people are sleeping in, people are making pancakes, people are making waffles and eating their feelings right now, okay? So I think it's important for you to realize that people are going to be going to church at different times online than they did physically. And so if you can pre-record, and then obviously you won't have to deal with the streaming issues that can happen live. That's a lot of pressure. I think it's wise to pre-record and premiere on a Sunday, not just once or two times, but many multiple times every hour on the hour. And I think that means just reducing content under an hour. So if you have to cut sermon content shorter, please do that. If you need to cut the musical content shorter, please do that as well. I think it's very helpful for you to do that. Now, again, on recording day, you should also be making shareable pieces of video content. So let's talk about YouTube. The most popular YouTube channels are not hour-long pieces of content. They're 15 to 20-minute pieces of content. And I think it's really valuable for you to create that content on your recording day. You could be in a setting like this or a table setting where you can have Q&A and discussion content that you can create. I think the churches that do really well make 3 unique pieces of shareable YouTube content that are shorter, about 20 minutes or less in length, that talk about and answer questions that people are asking right now. And I think the more that you can pose a question, answer it, and have a discussion, the more valuable that piece of content is for you. Again, that might be for a more advanced churches that you're like, okay, I don't know if I can handle just more than just getting that sermon recorded, but I think that's also valuable to do on your recording day as well, especially when you've got your gear and your audio equipment all set up. It's good just to create as much content as you can, as much shareable content as you can, all right? So that's your recording day. Now let's talk about Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday when you're in your office. I think this is the time when you need to leverage your phone and start making phone calls. I think every pastor should make a goal to call at least 20 people per day and have a phone conversation with 20 people. And I think for a salesperson in your church, they would laugh at that because they call 50 people a day. But I think having a goal of 20 people a day is really good. And if you can't get a hold of them, leave a voicemail. Let them know that you called. Let them know that you want to talk to them. And I think that's super valuable for you right now. Again, they're going to remember who called and who cared. And I think leveraging your desk phone in your list is super important. Can I talk about that list for a second? When you look at that list, it's very easy to get insecure because there's going to be people on that list that are there every week. There's people on that list that are there maybe once every 3 weeks. There's people that might have left your church on that list. And there's people that come once on Christmas and Easter. I think they all deserve a phone call from you. Even the ones that have left recently, because they may not have a pastor right now. They might be pastorless right now. And I think it's valuable, even though you might feel insecure about calling them and you might feel weird about calling them, give them a call anyway, all right? I'm in sales, and so I just know that people will buy and people will not buy, but I just want them to know as a salesperson, I let them know I'm here for you when you're ready. And so I'm going to treat every client or person that I interact with the same, regardless of their interaction with me in the past. And so, especially if you guys might have had an awkward weekend, you should close, you should not close, all those awkward conversations you might have just had. Get over that, make calls, let people know that you love them and that you're there for them, okay? So again, every day making at least 20 calls, and then if your staff can help you with that as well, do it too. And make sure you hold each other accountable on that one, because I think that one is super important, okay? All right, so again, we got a recording day. We've got every day making phone calls. Here's another thing that I really encouraging every pastor to do is to go on to Facebook Live and Instagram Live during the week, okay? And I'm encouraging pastors to do it 3 times in the week. And here's why. Facebook Live is not professional. It's not edited. It's just off the cuff. And people right now are feeling a lot of heavy things. It's scary out there. It's new. It's traumatic. It's anxiety filled. And so what I want to encourage you to do is not go on Facebook Live and give a sermon. Go on Facebook Live and laugh and have your kid with you on your lap and show your living room off and just get with people and just show you, hey man, we're stuck at home too. You know, one of the pastors that we coached, they were out together in their front yard. His wife, she was in her PJs. He was sitting there, and the kids were going wild. And he just said, hey, how's everybody doing? As people started popping up in the live stream, he called out their names, said, I love you. Hey, thanks that time you brought me that pie over to my house. And how are you doing, man? And he just interacted with people. He said, hey, comment right now where you're watching from. Hey, comment, you know, what are you guys doing to get through this? And it's just a way for you to be funny, to bring some levity to a serious situation, and also process with people. And because they're going to be looking to you as a lead pastor, listen very closely, they're going to look to you as a lead pastor for normalcy, for levity, for just like, hey, I'm doing okay, you guys can do okay too. And so if you're showing the behind the scenes with your family, the not perfect, the not put together, I think that's really valuable. I think you should do a minimum 3 times in the evening with your family, if your kids have a later bedtime, or if your kids got early bedtime. Just be there somewhere between that 7 to 9 o'clock window on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think 3 of those nights you should definitely do it. Now, here's another one you should consider, not just the live stream. And again, use multiple platforms. I think the best ones would be Instagram Live and Facebook Live. You know, you could do 30 minutes on Facebook Live and then let everyone know you're going over to Instagram, then to go do 30 minutes on Instagram Live. I think that's really valuable as well. And make sure you remember where the camera is, right? The camera's right there. So look at the camera as much as you can. I don't always do it perfectly, but try your best and look at them and say hi to them and call them out a little bit on the live stream. Make it fun, all right? Here's another one I want to encourage you to do is to consider continuing life groups through Zoom, okay? That might take some training for your life group leaders to do a Zoom meeting. It'd be good for you to be aware of it and start using it. But I'm seeing a lot of Zoom groups happening for life groups that people can continue to talk. If you want to, you can give your life group leaders content from your message, just so they have something to talk about in their Zoom meeting. And a lot of people are going to be aching for community. Right now, we're just kind of in the haze of it. But a week or 2 weeks into this, believe me, people are going to be like, I need to talk to another human being, you know, and not just, you know, sit on my phone. And so like having a Zoom conversation is really helpful too. So again, 4 days out of the week, you're hitting those phones, calling people. You've got a big recording day where you're producing your hour or less stream content for Sunday. You're also creating, you know, 3 or 4 YouTube style pieces of content. And then 3 nights out of the week, just pull up your phone and let people know, I love you. It's normal. Everyone's doing good. Connect. You know, that might be a good time for you to throw in a couple announcements. Hey, you guys in a Zoom group yet? You got that going on? Hey, check out the website. If you're trying to figure out how to give, you can always still mail a check. Just let people know what's going on. So again, the 2 things people are going to remember. What is it? Who called me and who cared? And I think right now it's important for us to leverage this moment in time to, again, communicate the love we have for people. And I'm believing, and I know that your church is going to just boom once we're meeting in public again. And right now, I think we're going to be booming online. So that being said, again, my name is Jon-Michael with the Rocket.media. Here's my personal phone number, okay? This is my personal phone number, 701-306-1288, 701-306-1288. Give me a call if you need any further help. Text me, let me know how I can help you. I just have to say this too. I've never been afraid to give away my phone number, especially now, and I've never regretted it. And if 99% of people don't abuse your phone number. So the 1% that do, that's why you have that block button, right? But again, I want you to know that I'm available to you for free consulting during this time. We're available to you for free product management during this time. And so we are not charging people to right now. So this is a good time to hop in with us if you need that help. And again, please continue to connect with your church planting organization for more help. There's more and more content coming out there in the days ahead. But if you're struggling with messaging, if you're struggling with different products, call me. I would love to help you. There needs to be more content out there, scheduled content out there, and I believe that it's gonna boom for you. So God bless you guys. Thanks for hopping on this video today. Please let me know what else I can do.